o vama i nama.
Izgleda da nismo sami.
Dobrodošli u video izdanje Mi magazina. Mi magazin je glasilo nove emigracije, izlazi u Torontu i bavi se uglavnom kulturom. Njegov moto je magazin o vama i nama.
Dobrodošli u još jednu emisiju Mi magazin, koja će sticam okolnosti da bude na englesko-srpskom, a razlog za sve to jeste naš današnji gost, YouTube senzacija Ron Holsey. Ron, dobrodošao.
No.
Kako se kaže, bolje? Bolje te našao. Bolje te našao.
Ok, ne razumem. Učim srpski, ali ne znam nekoliko...
Koliko dugo učiš srpski?
Koliko dugo?
Da.
God, I've started, my teacher's gonna kill me, you know, she hears me stumbling through this, like, I don't know, nekoliko meseci učim srpski.
I teško?
Teško je, brate. Srpski jezik je težak.
Veoma
težak.
A zašto bi ti želeo da naučiš srpski jezik?
Zašto? Zato što želim da naučim. No, I think it would be really good for me to be able to speak better for when I go to Belgrade and do stuff with the music, you know. But the music helps because when I'm learning the songs, it really helps with the language too, because I can put ideas together and say, okay, that's a word from a song. I know that song. I can figure it out. It helps.
But you didn't have a problem pretty much communicating over there.
No.
Everybody speaks English.
Everybody speaks really good English. I was actually very impressed by the level of English there, because I'd been to some other countries before, like in Eastern Europe, and Serbia was way better in terms of the English. Like Hungary was like tough, and Poland was tough to get by, really tough. Yeah.
How did you end up over there? You know, everybody would say, you know, what the hell are you doing there?
I'd say that myself, to be honest. The first time I went there, I was like, what the hell am I doing? When I first landed at Nikola Tesla Airport, I'm like, why am I in this place?
Okay.
But the reason was because I was working on a job here in the U.S. and it was about to end.
Okay.
And it was a really stressful job, and I needed a vacation, like, for a month. So I said, I'm going to leave LA for a month. I'm going to go to a new city I've never been to before. So I had like a list of places, and I had like Warsaw on there, and I had like Latvia. I wanted someplace Eastern Europe, right? So I was thinking like Latvia maybe, or maybe even like Belarus.
But why? Because it's so different? I mean, right away from the beginning, it would be, okay, I can go south, north, one way or the other. Third world country, second world country, east, west, you know. How did you
there's
decide?
Something, I don't know, something just seemed, I didn't want to just go to like touristy places that everybody likes to go to, right? I wanted to go someplace in Eastern Europe that might be, you know, part of my thinking also was I wanted a place to hide out, kind of.
Okay.
So I wanted to like go somewhere and like
one of those trips,
behind the Iron Curtain where no one's gonna find me and just chill out. You know, that kind of thing. And so Belgrade wasn't even on my list. But I happened to, it's a weird thing, like I happen to know a lot of Serbian people throughout my life, and I don't know why.
I'll tell you why.
Why?
Because there is much more Serbian people in the world than Chinese, but it's very hard to recognize them due to the eyes.
Okay. I hadn't heard that one. Okay, that makes a lot of sense now. But yeah, it's funny because like everywhere I go, I'm always meeting like Serbian people. My friend Natasha is like says it's like in the sixth sense, instead of I see dead people, like I see Serbian people. Like anytime I'm anywhere, so I knew like 5, 6, 7 Serbian people. And I was telling them about one of them about my plan to go to Eastern Europe, and my buddy said, "Oh, go to Belgrade," and I just kind of like laughed, like, Belgrade? Why would I want to go to Belgrade? What's there? And he was trying to convince me. He's like, "Oh, it's really fun. You know, it's cool. The people are awesome." And he was like, "Dude, it's the former capital of Yugoslavia." And then that kind of clicked something in my brain. I was like, oh, former capital of Yugoslavia. Okay, that sounds like it could be interesting. So I did a little research, and I asked all my Serbian friends, should I go to Belgrade? and they were all like, "Oh yeah!" And I was surprised because, you know, in this country, like the only time we used to see Belgrade on the news was during some pretty difficult times, you know, like wars and stuff. So it sounded like, you know, maybe I don't know, it just had like didn't have like some positive associations with it. You know what I mean?
Sure.
But when I got there, I just loved it. It was way better than I expected and way different than I expected.
What year was that? A couple of years
This
ago?
was 2010.
2010.
Yeah.
Okay.
And since then, ja sam 5 puta u Beogradu. U Beogradu, izvini.
Nemoj mene puno da pitaš gramatiku, pošto ni ja nisam nešto
Okay. Dobro.
What else did you see in Serbia?
Well, in Serbia, I've been to Novi Sad and a little town called Bački Jarak near Novi Sad. I've been to Niš, where I ate the barbecue in Niš, like the grilled meat.
And the spicy one, or what?
Not the spice, just like they put out a plate with like ham and sausages, like
Karađorđeva
all
šnicla?
kinds of meat.
Oh no, mešano meso.
Mixed, da.
There you go.
Da,
How can you go wrong with that?
That was perfect, man. With that and like some
How can you go wrong with that?
It's awesome with like a glass of vranac, like perfect. But actually, it's funny because at a certain point, I don't know if you knew, I was thinking about importing rakia to the U.S.
Oh, everybody's thinking about it.
And I actually got my import license. And
You
everything.
do?
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Well, usually what I do, I smuggle, you know. I started with the
yeah.
Kennedys and the other guys, you know, so
Okay.
I weigh my work out.
Like bootlegger.
Yeah, there
Yeah.
you go, I guess, you know, because it's hard.
Yeah. Well, I had gone to Niš to meet with the guy who makes rakia.
Okay.
And he's this older guy.
Mm-hmm.
And they said, you know, this friend of mine set up this meeting and they said, okay, you're going to meet with this guy. He's a distiller. But the problem is he doesn't speak English. And so I said, okay, how's this going to work? You know, this is going to be a problem. And so he said, okay, but his friend will come. He'll translate. But Vita is
Vita.
Vita's name. He's like, but he speaks French.
Okay.
I said, oh, I took 7 years of French. Cool, no problem. We can speak French to each other as third language.
Okay.
It's fine. So I got there, and his friend was there, and he translated a little bit. And then at a certain point, his friend had to leave. Vita's friend had to leave. And he took off, and he was goodbye. And so it was me and this like older Serbian guy. And I said, okay, we were trying to communicate just on a basic level. And it was just not happening. So I spoke like a few things in French, and he was like, I haven't studied French in 30 years.
So basically,
So
you
we
guys
were
switched
just-
to the hands.
Yeah, man, we were
Pictures.
just like staring at each other and drinking.
Yeah, there you go.
It was great.
So what kind of rakia he was making?
He makes the best dunya. I'm sorry to anybody else out there. I'm not going to start
Listen.
like a fight here,
I
but
know,
he makes the best dunya that I've ever had.
Listen, we would end up easier with political fight than with rakia fight.
Okay.
Because everybody's the best.
Yeah, exactly.
Everybody's the best.
It
Pride,
really is.
pride in rakia.
I think that's the best dunya I've had is in Niš from Vita. I don't even remember the name of his
Okay.
company, but that's good. The rakia, I love the rakia from Kovil, Manastir Kovil. They make really good dunya also.
Okay, so the question for you right now would be, what makes you an expert for rakia?
Ali ti mi dušu uze,
I've drunk a lot of
There you go.
Does that make me
You
an
have expertise.
I have expertise, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But no, really, like for you, you had every given cocktail in your life, more or less. Here, you know, there is always some kind of names. Call that what? Okay, let me taste it.
Yeah.
Is it tequila? Is it mix, blend, one way or the other? And really, they are delicious in
Yes,
sense.
yeah.
So now you go over there and you see that moonshine, rakia, whatever it is, and then you kind of taste it. What do you feel? What's the idea? Is it fire? Is it chest? Is it how would you describe, you know, to let's say American or somebody
Yeah,
who never
okay.
tried, you know, say try this stuff, it's good stuff.
Well, it's definitely got like a burn. It's got a punch to it, but what I like about rakia a lot is that it's usually single distilled, which means that it retains a lot of the flavor from the actual fruit.
Sure.
So for me, when I drink a good dunya, you can taste like that beautiful dunya on the tree, almost like it's still in there. That little flavor of the fruit is still there.
Okay, we have to interrupt this podcast. I'll be right back. Don't go away. I'll be right
Commercial
back
break.
after his messages. No, hold on. We are back live. And now for the core,
Yeah.
there is only leftover. And you see, here's the thing. Once upon a time, when somebody would be coming from Yugoslavia, what to bring you? And we usually would say, hey, bring us those candies, that we kind of brings me to memory, bring me this, bring me that. But mostly, they were bringing dough for gibanica.
Okay.
You ate gibanica.
Is that the bread?
No, that's like a cheese pita.
Oh, like
Gibanica.
burek.
Like burek,
Uh-huh.
yes. But this is something else.
Okay.
So, hold on. We just it's kind of early morning. It's Sunday.
Hey, but in Serbia it's late night, so.
There you go. And I'm glad to finish this bottle because I'm going to have also, some guests coming from abroad. And guess what? They have to bring this. Otherwise, don't come to my house. And I'm not a big drinker. But for some given reason, okay. Ron, welcome. Welcome to Me Magazine. And I wish you the best luck or your future, what we're going to talk about it. But let's see, let's digest this. Let's see what's going to happen.
Uzdravie.
Zdravlje. So you're talking about there is a flavor
Yeah.
that goes through here. Is it right?
You can taste that kaitsia,
Uh-huh.
and then it just kind of warms you up. Clean.
Good. No need for water. And now, the reason why we had this, because who knows, maybe we're going to start singing. Usually goes and
I
follows.
think if you have a few, you start singing.
Okay. So how was it with Vita? Where did it bring you that endeavor, niche and all the stuff?
Well, it got pretty complicated with the importing thing, so
Yeah,
I kind of
yeah.
let that go. But hopefully I'll see him again. He's actually kind of famous in Serbia because he also is he's trained these dogs to hunt truffles.
Oh, there you go.
Tartu.
The guy is in money, I guess.
I know, I don't think so. He's just this great guy, and he just makes the best dunya, and he has these dogs, and he hunts truffles. So he gave me this black truffle, like this big, which I think in the U.S. market would be like worth $500 or something like that.
Wow.
Yeah.
So since you're in Rakia, you're a little bit into cuisines. I mean, do you know your stuff, taste-wise, buds for that stuff? Truffles is good. I tried a couple times, in some food, and I don't think so they're worth it that much.
I you know what? I think that they say some people don't have as much of a strong genetically. They don't smell truffles as well, and I think I'm one of those people.
Oh, okay,
I don't get
so
that.
It doesn't
much,
affect you that
not
much.
that much.
Good. Well, the problem with the rakia is mostly not just those bureaucratic stuff, but the quantities. I mean, this is such a big country, you know, and if you kind of, how should I say, dedicate yourself to distributor, and if you expand, I mean, you can't. I mean, literally, you could employ the whole Serbia and Yugoslavia, to make good quality stuff, but it's kind of tough and rough.
And it's also a big educational thing, like for American consumers. They don't. It's one thing to bring in like a new vodka. We know what vodka is. You can bring in a new brand, but if it's a whole different category of something, a product that we don't even know what rakia is, then it's even harder. You can call it brandy. I guess in English it would be called fruit brandy, but people here don't really have any experience drinking that, so it's like an uphill battle.
It's hard. You know, there is such a big competition and everything else. So from niche, where are you going to take us now?
From niche, well, then I've gone farther south, like into
Macedonia. Did you go?
Bosnia.
Oh, Bosnia. Okay.
I've been to Sarajevo and into Montenegro too. I spent some time in Herzegovina. Other than that, there are some places I'd love to. I'd love to go to Banja Luka. I'd love to go to Kragujevac. some other places,
So,
Yeah.
describe me that, how should I say, element and state in which you were when suddenly, some music started coming out of you, based on what you were hearing over there, based on the crowd that you
All right.
were.
Yeah.
Was
Well,
it?
basically, the way I came to singing this.
Actually, tell me, what was the moment kad si dotakao dno života?
where I probably something to do with a
Dotako
woman.
sam.
Yeah, but then, kind of song kind of connected, huh?
Yeah. No, it was through like some of my friends over there who were exposing me to some of the music. And the first time that I even
Were they pushy, like, listen, hey, this is the song, this and that, what was that? Or
Yeah,
was it-
yeah. But the first time I heard about it was when I met, like, my second night in Belgrade. I met these students, and they we became instant friends, and like they took me home, like to have dinner.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And they started telling me about something called turbo folk. Okay, and they were, they weren't really turbo folk fans or anything, but they were just telling me, oh yeah, we have this music here in Serbia called turbo folk, and they said, basically it's just music, and you have to make your voice go like this. Okay, that's what they told me. I said, what the hell is this they're talking about? And so I kind of like looked it up, and then I found out that they were like exaggerating a little bit. I thought some of this is really cool music. I didn't expect this kind of Eastern sound mixed with sort of like the Balkan sound. The music in Serbia is really, really rich, and so I started discovering some things on my own, and then I would
But
tell
you had a musical background.
Yeah, I had a musical background. Yeah.
You have your interests, and that's jazz, is it right? That's what you told me.
Yeah, I've been doing some jazz stuff prior. I've been singing since I was like 11 years old.
Okay.
And
How did you start? School stuff, church stuff, or what?
yeah, it was actually a summer camp.
Okay.
I did. Like, my mom signed me up for this arts summer camp, right? And then they had singing as part of it. And I just took to it, and so and I started doing that. And so I've been singing and doing stuff since then. And then in the last few years, I started really singing some jazz. I sing with this jazz trio in LA. I actually sang a little bit in Belgrade when I was there.
Jazz too, huh?
Yeah, I sang with there's a piano player, really good. I think he's the best jazz pianist in Serbia, named Mike Krstic. Misha Krstic. He's very, very good. So I sang a little bit with him. And I like all that old school stuff. I like classics.
Yeah.
Even when it comes to the Serbian stuff, like, I like the classics. I love Tozovac, Shaban Šaulić, Tomas Ravković. I'm really into that, the authentic classic stuff.
Okay, but when you were discovering that, was that kind of going one by one, or how did it kind of, you suddenly you told me like 4 or 5 names, I mean, you were not that long over there, to kind of memorize all those things, really kind of.
Well, I paid attention. I mean, a friend of mine would tell, because so then I asked some people, oh, what about this? I thought all Serbian music was called turbo folk, right? And so they're saying, oh, forget about turbo folk. You got to listen to Tomas Ravković.
I hate turbo folk, to be honest with you, and you're offending me in my studio,
Come
talking
on,
about.
but let's be honest though. I mean, okay, I will defend turbo folk a little. I will defend turbo folk because I think that there's some good turbo folk, and I think there's some bad turbo folk. I think that part of the problem with it is, it's just like here in the U.S. you have different like scenes, like you have rock scene, rap scene, and there's a different culture associated with a different scene. But if you really listen to the music, I think that there's some good stuff happening in each scene. There's definitely turbo folk that I like.
I have to admit, people do like turbo folk. They do listen, and there is nothing you can do about it. So,
Come on, you're one of these anti-turbo. I mean, I feel like it's most Serbian people are either like super love it or it's anti. But I don't know. I think it's great. I think that Jurok is great too.
Sure.
There's just a lot of good music happening. Balkan music is great, period, in general. So I think that there's really good stuff coming out of the Balkans.
Okay. And then suddenly you start, whistling and I could do this. I mean, I feel it. I feel like rakia in my chest, or what's the deal?
Yeah. Well, well, then somebody was saying, "Oh, you should." Jokingly, they were saying, "Oh, you should sing this stuff, right?" Too.
Did somebody hear you singing something and they said, why don't you try this? Or when you were jamming with just jazz players, did you sing, or what you guys were doing?
Yeah, I did vocal stuff.
Okay.
But no, it was my friends who said they knew that I was musical, and they said you should sing some domestic music, Serbian domestic music. And what really made it happen for me was my friend Natasha was getting married in Serbia.
So that's not the girl that lure you over there.
No, she's just
we're gonna get there.
She's a friend of mine. She actually
and
lives,
she had a friend. Good looking.
No. This is totally separate people. I know Serbs from all over.
Okay.
So she actually lives here in LA most of the time, and she was getting married in Belgrade, and she said we decided that I'm singing a couple songs at her wedding. Okay. I said, okay, sure, cool. Fine. I'll learn some Serbian music. I'll sing it at your wedding.
Beautiful.
So I sang a couple songs at her wedding. I learned like Shaban Shalić.
Okay.
Kraljice srca mog, by Shaban Shalić. Otvori mi svoja vrata, ja sam čovek koji kuca. Do you know this one?
Listen, I'm discovering this type of music through you.
Okay.
And thank you very much for opening my eyes.
Okay. And I sang another song, this Milan Stankovic song. And when I sang it at the wedding, people just really, really liked it. They loved it. And it went over really well. And I thought, I should do more of this. This is really fun. I really like the music, and people.
How does it go? How does it go? Music through you? I mean, because you had to translate it, but then again, there is that tone and vocal that you have to kind of pull out.
Absolutely.
So how that kind of translate in somebody that sings some foreign song?
I listen to it a lot. I think that what I try and do is like the first few songs that I learned, I listened to them probably over 100 times. I would listen to them just over and over. I put it on repeat. Just listen to the music, just to know the song, to kind of feel it, because your body has to know it too. You can't your mind can know it, but your body has to feel it too.
Sure.
Right? Sure. The rhythm, the way the way it resonates in the chest and all that stuff. So I would listen to it over and over and over again until I feel like I just kind of understood innately where this is coming from. And then after that, I would work on learning the lyrics. On learning after that, I would work on learning the lyrics, work on learning the music, all that stuff, and put it all together.
I was very impressed. Pretty much whoever is watching this, know that you are a YouTube sensation. I mean, obviously, for some given reason, people did appreciate your effort and definitely your performance. I mean, you were singing, you came here back and then you met with those couple guys or whatever with Janus. How was that? Yeah, Yunus. So you said,
I met Yunus. Yunus plays in a Bulgarian band in LA. So I knew I wanted to do some Zdravkovic guitar covers, and I was like, I need a guitarist, but he can't just be some American guy who doesn't understand the Balkan feel. Sure. So Yunus is Turkish. His parents are Turkish. He was born in the U.S., and he plays in a Bulgarian band. And so I went to I hung out with the band, and we started talking, and he was down for it, and then we kind of got along really well, and decided to.
And he's educated, I mean.
Yeah, he is. Yeah.
Classical.
Yeah, what's funny? Player. What's funny is his guitar teacher. One of his guitar teachers is Miroslav Tadic.
Yeah.
Who's a famous Serbian guitarist who lives in LA and teaches at Cal Arts. Yeah. And he taught Yunus some, so that was kind of cool. Yeah.
how world is small, when you put Serbian music, you can interconnect.
Absolutely. Yeah. Serbian music is bringing the world together. That's what I think.
Okay, so you did that YouTube song, and what was 600,000 views or something like that?
Something like that. Yeah, it's gotten over 500,000. I think it's 550,000.
Did you expect that?
No, it surprised me. My plan was to kind of do these videos, put them up, and maybe try and build an audience, see if people were interested over time, over a year, 6 months. But the first one just shot up, became, and then there was another video on there of me just singing some Shaban Shalich in my living room, and that got like 150,000 views on that.
Yeah, so you see, that there are people would like to know and hear more from you. What else you can offer.
Yeah, and I want to do more. I definitely want to do more. Yeah.
Well, let me kind of slightly switch. So you live in Los Angeles. You are from Maryland.
Yeah, I'm from Maryland. Yeah, right outside Washington D.C.
Okay, and you had some type of Hollywood dream that wanted to go West Coast, or you were hearing moms and pops, California dreaming.
California dream, man. Yeah.
Okay.
That's pretty much what it was. Like,
Are you coming from big family, brothers, sisters?
I have one brother and one sister. They both live in New York.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you guys close family?
Imam brata i sestru.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you guys kind of close family, and like Serbian tend to be, or like?
Yeah. I mean, we're close family, but we don't see each other that much because I live so far away.
Okay.
Yeah.
And your talent is writing, or you kind of?
I mean, that's my job. Yeah, I'm a writer.
What do you mean that's my job? Anybody can write. Anybody can finish, that high school and start writing, But the idea is, what does it come out of you? I mean, it's not like, I'll tell you, hey, write me, the best screenplay of the world, and you write me the best screen of,
Right. Okay, that's true.
So.
Well, I mean, yeah. So that was my other thing that I would always do. I was a writer. I used to write, plays and things like that when I was younger. And so I came out to LA to write in entertainment. And I ended up working in kids TV. So right now I write a lot of cartoons for kids, a lot of kids TV.
Okay.
It's really fun. It's a really fun job. Yeah.
So how do you become that? I mean, I want to write, for a cartoon and comic.
Yeah.
Well, what do you do? I mean, probably there is somebody, let's say, watching in Serbia and say, well, I have daydreams, I would like to do that,
Yeah.
And there was one guy who told me on podcast, how to become a writer, and thanks to him, I became.
Well, I did the thing that a lot of people do. So I studied film in universities, film and writing. And then so I was doing a lot of writing, and then I wrote spec scripts, which you do, like different episode, like a spec episode of a TV show. I would write, and so I had the spec scripts, and I submitted them to.
How big is that? That's like 10 pages, 20 pages.
35
pages.
35 pages. I had written 4 or 5 of them, and I submitted one of them to this writers development program at Nickelodeon, which is the kids network. And I did this 1-year program where they kind of help train you and all this stuff. And so after that, I met people, and they said, hey, do you want to write an episode of this show? And I said, okay. So I wrote an episode of one show, and then they said, how about this show? And then it's like, they say in Hollywood, who you know? Well, then I started getting offers and more, and it just kind of built itself like a stone rolling down the hill.
Networking, yeah.
And so now I'm, working on this new PBS kids show called Odd Squad. And
is it gonna be cartoon?
It's actually live action.
Live action.
They're shooting it in Toronto in January.
Okay, so how many writers are pretty much into that? It's,
on each show?
Yeah.
Odd Squad is kind of an interesting situation because the head writer, the guy who created the show, is up in Toronto now. He moved there from LA, and then he has some freelance writers working for him. So I'm one of probably 5, 6.
There you go. And then you guys gather around the table.
Yeah, they had a writer's room. They had 3 writers and him. And I was doing freelance, so I would come in and we'd break stories together around the table and all that. But I've been on staff before where you do that whole thing.
There you go.
Yeah, you're there till midnight or whatever. Yeah.
And the idea is, do you have your own idea that you would like to develop in something?
Yeah, usually you have the parameters of the show, like what's the show about, what are the characters, and then you come in and pitch episode ideas, like, well, what if this happened, or what if that happened, and then if they like it, then they can hire you to write the episode.
Are you kind of like locked, in that position? Does it give you other creativity, open doors, you know?
I see.
I mean, like, would you like to develop some motion picture or some bigger piece or some different
I see.
genre?
I think what my dream is, I have a dream to develop my own show. Have my own show that I created, you know, come up with the idea for. It has lots of episodes of it.
Are you how should I say, gutsy or brave enough or ready enough to direct that, write and direct?
Oh yeah,
Or-
yeah,
sure?
definitely, yeah. I'm working on trying to do that right now, and yeah, it'd be great to do I want to do an animated feature film. That would be awesome, you know. So I have some dreams.
These Serbian songs, where do you sing them? Bathroom, or you sing them in the elevator, or
Well,
or weddings,
everywhere,
wherever
everywhere,
you
seriously.
invited.
Yeah, I mean, right now I'm just, well, mostly it's for YouTube right now, but maybe when I go to Serbia, maybe in Kafana,
There you go.
Kafani,
There you go.
ne znam.
Listen, I
Hoću.
can see you making some money in Kafana, you know, because people
Yeah.
appreciate good song, and you know they like, you know, to put some.
Maybe they can stick
There you go.
on my forehead.
There you go. Don't be afraid if they spit on the monitor and they're just gonna glue it to your forehead.
Right.
That's the way how it's done.
Kao cigan.
Okay. Well, listen, I witnessed, and I was very happy to be part of this song right now that you kind of pretty much wrapping up and develop, and that I'm sure that's gonna be very well, you know, taken. And
see.
yeah, well, I could say, you know, that it's gonna be put even more pressure on you to continue to do that.
Ali Šaban je.
Šaban.
I Šaban je Bog.
And I like that you dedicated that song to Shaban. I don't think so that many people, you know, would go and say, I would like to dedicate to the guy who created this song.
But he's so good. I mean,
Yeah.
really, he's amazing.
Well, listen,
Really, yeah.
I know one thing, you know, we're gonna make sure, you know, that you meet him, and that
Hey,
you guys
I would love to meet him. I would love to meet Tomas Ravkovic, but he's unfortunately passed away.
Yeah. And we will, we're definitely gonna try, you know, to help you out, you know, because what you're doing, it's kind of amazing, you know, and very much respectful, you know, from my side at least, you know. So
Thank you.
you know, in today corrupted world, you know, where everybody's saying where is money there, obviously you're not looking. You're looking, you know, just kind of, how should I say, you know, to enjoy in what you do.
Yeah.
I hope people gonna recognize that,
That's
and will
exactly
put you
it.
in some new step. So let me ask you, are we gonna hear that song from you, or pretty soon? What's
think
the
so.
song about? Just describe it, you know, tell me, how did you get into that stuff?
Into the next song that I'm
Yeah,
bringing to
yeah,
Shaban.
yeah.
Oh boy, it's called Viđaš li mi staru ljubav. I don't know if I pronounce it. I sing it better when I pronounce
There
better
you
when
go.
I sing, right?
Okay.
But yeah, it's a really great song. It's on the Hijaz scale, so it has like a more of a Turkish feel to it. It's a great song.
And you added one additional instrument?
Yeah, we're doing it with guitar and accordion, harmonica, Max.
And so you went all the way to Jamaica to find, you know, that
Find the
reggae
white-
accordion.
The white reggae Balkan accordion player. Yeah,
What was his name?
Max.
Max.
Yeah.
Max is cool, man.
Yeah,
Max was
he's
cool.
a great musician, you know, and he's pretty damn good. I think he's one of the best accordion players in LA.
There you
Yeah,
go. There
yeah.
you go. Well, it was good. You know, I mean, we went to Silver Lake, you know, very kind of, how should I say, how would you say that?
Hipster.
Hipster, definitely hipster, you know, part of the town.
Yeah.
And we recorded, you know, this song, and took you guys 4 or 5 takes. But the beauty was, you know, that those 2 guys loved it so much.
Yeah.
And even, you know, they found that beat, and you really kind of exposed them to that music in which
Yeah.
they found their tunes, and they did their part, you know. So the song came kind of great, really.
Yeah, I think it has a really cool sound to it, and I think it's like a little bit different enough from the original that's different, but also still
Sure.
true to the song.
But
which I
that's
like.
what you want to do. You know,
Yeah.
you want to kind of relive, you know, that song.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. Well, listen, you know, I'm very sorry that we ran out of Kaisia. but you planning...
Nije dobro, brate. Nije dobro.
Zato što nema dovoljno, jel? Okay, so,
I
but
see, though.
you will be the first, that's gonna go to Belgrade. You're planning to go?
I'll be in Belgrade very soon. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so wake up, Belgrade. It's
Belgrade.
time to happen.
Da. Dolazim, Beograd. Dolazim. Is that right?
There you
Dolazim.
go. There you go.
Is that right? Or-
Yeah, dolazim. I'm coming.
Ja ću dolaziti.
Ja ću dolaziti. No, I'm coming. I'm coming. Dolazim.
Dolazim.
Dolazim. There you go. Let me see that one more time, Radić. Thank you very much for being part of the Me magazine, and I wish you best of luck. And I can't wait to hear more songs from you, buddy.
Thanks, man. Thanks for having me.
All right.